You wouldn't steal a car. This anti-piracy slogan has terrorized the early 2000s and its effects are still felt today. But is piracy something worth comparing to stealing cars and other valuables? Or is it just a bunch of baloney designed to make you think piracy is this evil crime that you should never participate in, even when it's not? Piracy is a long-standing issue where people legally download media without purchasing it. This can be done with music, movies, games, and more. And there have been many attempts to stop people from pirating media to varying levels of success. With prices only going up and so much media being on so many different services, is watching a movie or playing a game really that bad? Piracy is not as ethically wrong as we believe. It has positive effects on the industry and makes content more accessible. Piracy actually has many benefits for the entertainment industry, especially as the consumer. Piracy helps prevent the use of double marginalization, which is an economic concept where both manufacturers and retailers in the same supply chain add to the price of a product, passing these markups along to consumers. It adds shadow competition into an otherwise monopolistic market. So producers keep these prices lower to avoid their consumers going to piracy instead of buying the product. However, it'll erase all the industry's revenue if not done in moderation. Everything's really expensive these days. Movie ticket prices are going up, and game companies are now making games for $80 to $90. But piracy adds an outlet for them to enjoy media while not being able to afford it. Many see pirating a game you couldn't afford as a no zero sum game, since the company was never going to see that revenue anyway. Many studios are spreading their movies and shows across multiple streaming services, and on average, people are spending around $69 a month on these services. Piracy makes watching what you want more accessible if you don't or can't afford yet another streaming service. If you don't want or can't afford yet another streaming service. Piracy is often a result of bad service on part of the companies and distributors, and when positive changes are made, people stop pirating. For example, piracy declined quite a bit when Steam was introduced since it provided a more convenient and accessible way to get games. Before Steam released, piracy was a lot bigger, and games also had their own issues. So the game company Valve, founded by Gabe Newell, made Steam an online game store where many of the flaws in piracy and game purchasing were patched up. With Steam, piracy didn't have to be an option, and actually had major decline after its release, since Steam provided a higher quality experience than pirating did. When selling their games to other countries, many companies only convert the price of the game from its American dollar value to the other currency, but don't take into account the household income. Therefore, many games end up being super expensive and way out of budget for many families and people. With piracy, that inaccessibility goes away and people can enjoy content they may never have otherwise been able to consume. Until this issue is resolved, piracy may be the only way people in other regions can enjoy these games. Piracy is one of the leading ways that video games are being preserved, since many companies still have little care in remaking or re-releasing their titles. Game companies can, and have, just removed their game from digital stores. When a company removes the game, it makes it unplayable and gone forever. Physical copies of games can wither over time, and without continued support, be lost as well. Piracy stops this from happening by copying the game's data and translating it online for anyone to use. Piracy can actually improve the video game experience for consumers, since anti-piracy measures can harm the game experience. Many anti-piracy softwares, DRMs, in games actively harm the game or computers they were installed with. Companies that use certain DRMs got sued because of multiple issues, including not being able to uninstall them, requiring access to all your files, and many intrusive or inconvenient requirements as well. Companies still put software that hurts the consumer experience just to delay the inevitable and to have a chance of stopping piracy during the first sales window. Some say that piracy actively hurts sales on whatever media is being pirated. One study says that the economy loses $29 billion a year due to piracy. Other sites say that every download of a pirated game is a lost sale, therefore the money that would have been made is lost. However, these findings are very inconsistent because other studies say that piracy increases sales by 24%. Anti piracy studies are just very inconsistent and may not prove one way or the other. Piracy is not as ethically wrong as we believe. Piracy removes double marginalization and provides competition. Media is too expensive and spread out. Piracy is a result of bad service, and good service will reduce piracy. We should be less strict when it comes to criminalizing piracy, and I'd encourage everyone to support smaller indie studios and pirates only if necessary.